Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? It's Terry. That's me. Yes, that's right. And today is what? Tuesday? Tuesday? Yes, and it's cool and it's comfortable here in California where I live. And today I thought I'd talk to you about I'd rather not. Um, this is an eclectic channel when it comes to what I talk about. I talk about all kinds of things. It's just pretty much whatever's on my mind at the time in my life. And it can be from sculptures I'm doing, charities I'm involved with, as a Disney Imagineer and pop icon, which I am. I have been in things like Ghostbusters, Men in Black, work with people like Liz Taylor, Michael Jackson, um, Robin Williams, and in Ghostbusters, Sigourney Weaver, all of the wonderful people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, Google me. And then maybe you'll have some questions that you can easily put in the comments. But in any case, uh, I am in my 60s. And when I hit 65, a few things changed in my life. And now I'm realizing that I am saying to myself, I'd rather not. And I wanted today to give you just like a little short list of some of the things that have changed in my life. Okay. One of the things is that when you're in your 20s, you are trying to make a mark. Okay. You're working hard to make your mark in the world. You have decided what your dream is or what your goal job is. And in this case, you may be saying to yourself, AI is making that challenging for me. And I would agree with you. I've heard many people say that AI and people, going to a particular AI platform and describing what they'd like to see, and then the art is created, don't seem to realize that it's taking it from art that is already on social media and all throughout the internet. So I would rather not do that. As an artist, I would rather not be someone who describes something and then it makes it from all the pieces of other people's art and intellectual properties. This does not make me a happy person. And I'm ready to speak out about it. I would rather not turn left anymore in my car because people drive crazy, not only in my community, but every community that I have been in, and I travel quite a bit. So whenever I can turn right, I turn right. I turn right. I turn right. I would rather not drive at night because in that darkness, I can't see as well. When I was younger, I was like, I still can't see as well, but I'm a little more, I realized that I'm more alert than I was than back then than I am now. I'm as alert as can be. I always, before I pull out of the drive, I remind myself that I'm behind the wheel of a very heavy vehicle and I need to be extra focused and cognizant about where I am because they're talking about how people are completely into their phones, like they're completely run their attached to this as though it's a third arm. And I would rather not be. I would rather, in fact, my husband says for every time I lose this, he just laughs because I set it down somewhere and I'd rather not remember where it is. I mean, I know this. It is not me saying, I would rather not remember my phone. It's me saying, no, because you've noticed everyone can get a hold of you. Everyone can get a hold of you now because it's right there on your hip. And so I'd rather not have it on my hip. And that is something that my husband says, being who you are, you should be able to be accessible. And I know this, but I'd rather not. It's not that I don't want to hear from you. That's not it. It's just that I don't want to be that accessible. I'm an artist and I want to be painting and sculpting under hot lights. I do a lot of work by pulling it out of thin air and creating wonderful magical things, which I'm very proud of doing, very happy of doing, and I love showing you how to do it. So I'm often teaching, I'm often donating to charities, and I'm just Basically, someone who wants to motivate you to do something that you love because you deserve it. You deserve to do something that you love. And not everyone is on board with that for you, are they? Like, parents worry that their kids, if they're going to be an artist, are going to be in the basement until eternity, feeding off of them. And they'd rather not have you in their basement at 40 or 50 years old, right? So the parents are not necessarily, in many cases, I'm not saying all cases, but many cases will try to discourage you from being an artist because perhaps they've read that book, Artists Are Broke. Just the way it is. Artists are broke until they die and then they make money. This is a book you need to leave on the shelf. Don't take that book down and don't believe it. It's not necessarily true. You can make a living doing what you love, but your mindset has to be first. And that means that you need to know how to market yourself. You must market yourself as an artist or a creative person. You can no longer hope that they will find you. You need to go out and make sure they see what you've got. And humble, they used to say a wise man is humbler than the dust. Well, congratulations to them. But if you don't let people know what you have accomplished in your life, then you can't really expect others to do so well as you would. And there's a way to do it without sounding narcissistic, but there's a way to just say, I'm the person for this job. Let me show you. You know, are you talking about this? This job requires you to work in various materials as we move forward. At Disney, perhaps doing work in the model shop or whatever, right? But you simply just have to continue to let them know that if you believe this to be you, this is you. And the main thing is you'd rather not be a person who's, please, sir, may I have a job? You want to be, I know I like it, someone coming to me and saying, we heard about you, we'd like to know more because we're thinking of hiring you for something. This is the catbird seat. This is what you want. This is what I'm happy to say I have a lot of. Okay. But before you go, well, la di da for you, also understand that I'm also semi retired, which means that I have things in place that allow me to be semi retired. I am no longer creating my art to necessarily feed myself, but I continue to do it to stay current and because I want to help you guys do it. Okay. And the best way to do it, I still feel, is to let people know what you're doing on social media because businesses are digging through it. Like how people dust off the bones. They do these great digs in Egypt or whatever, and they discover prehistoric bones. This is the way companies are doing it now. They're digging through Instagram, and they might be doing LinkedIn, but I think when they're really digging, trying to find a creative person, they're going to Instagram, maybe TikTok. But I find Instagram is a big one that they go to, that they look through because you post pictures and reels and stuff on that one. Facebook, YouTube, just to see how you are on camera. I can often, people say, how are you on camera? I go to YouTube and type in TERRI HARDIN, and I got all different kind of subjects that I talk about. And that way they can look. They don't even have to reach out to me. They can just secretly look at what's been going on with me and see if it's something that fits them, which means that then they come to you rather than you saying, please give me a job, please, please, please. You know, if you have to, you'll do it. But wouldn't you rather not? So I'd rather not do that. I'd rather you come and tell me that you liked what you saw and you'd like to order a commission from me, or you'd like to hear me speak more, or is there a place you can see me live? And guess what? There is. There is a place you can see me live, and I am going to show you right now where you can do that. Yeah. Now you see me pause here. That's because I have been up for a while. I get up about 5 in the morning. And the other thing about being my age, 68 on our way to 69, is that there's a lot of physical therapy in my life and a few doctor visits. I'd rather not, but I must, because for some reason the body is like, oh, you tweaked that and you tweaked this. Time to get it fixed. And I'd rather it not be permanent. So I go to physical therapy and I go see my doctors regularly. This is something that's important. I also don't want, I would rather not neglect my teeth or my toes. These are things you think about when you're older, because um you may just you may just want someone else to look at your feet, because the eyes aren't necessarily the best, and doing those positions that you do in order to clip your toenails, just for example, are not as easy to do as they were when I was younger. So you might just get a professional to do that, because I'd rather not cut my feet. But I'm sure you all know this, but feet and teeth are very, very essential to your good health, right? So this is also something I would rather not discover in a bad way. So I'm not one to put off. I'm one to get it, to keep at it, because uh, staying healthy is our number one thing, right? So if I like a carb, I'd love to eat it, but I'd rather not fill myself with a bunch of things I don't eat. So I cook, because I know the ingredients. I actually cook at home for my family. My family is my husband and my dog, by the way. So I would rather not go to a restaurant as a food staple. I would rather it be a celebration. Let's go out and eat with friends, or let's go out and celebrate an occasion. Like, I love you and we're together for 22 years. Let's go have a meal. Although my husband says that many restaurants aren't on par with my cooking. Isn't he lovely? He is, really. He is the love of my life. Um, and he's so tolerant of having this crazy artist who's up, down, middle. As artists, we are all over the place. You know, sometimes we're really like, my taxes, which I hate to do. I'd rather not do them. I'd rather not do my taxes. But since the alternative of not doing them could be jail time, I have to, don't I? I'd rather not be an adult. I'd rather be a kid. I love being a kid. I love being able to just sit in my studio and create, and not have to worry about meals or meal planning, not have to worry about cleaning and keeping the house nice, not have to worry about making the bed, or taxes, or bills. I would rather not, but we know the alternatives of that if you don't, right? So you gotta. I'd rather not, but I gotta, right? And this is the thing that I think I realized a couple days ago, when I was like, mm, yesterday was a beautiful day. It was in the 60s. This is my favorite temperature. 62, 63. It's brisk, it's crisp. The air smells beautiful. We had a rain. And I'm sitting in my swing on my porch while my little dog runs around and tells everyone, every dog, the latest gossip that has happened in her life. We have a picket fence, and she runs back and forth with the picket fence, barking at anything that moves to let them know what is happening in her neighborhood. While I sit with a cup of coffee and just stare, just, and I was doing that a little bit yesterday, and I knew that I had things I had to do. Like, I got my tax CPA had asked for a few more forms, and I really didn't want to think about that. But the 15th is tomorrow, and I would rather not pay penalties. So he has filed an extension for me, which I'd rather not have an extension because that prolongs the agony for me. But it is what it is. And so, talking to you today, I thought perhaps if you felt like it, you would like to post in the comments what you would rather not see or do. Like if you were king, what would you say would be great? What would you like to do? Chocolate day for everybody. Like everybody gets chocolate mailed to them or something. If they're chocolate, I don't eat chocolate, but I know people love chocolate. I'm a vanilla person actually. And I think it's great. So let me tell you about Patreon where you can hear me live. The only place you can hear me live now is on Patreon. For just $5 a month, you can come in. We do Zoom calls every week where I talk live, and I also do a live broadcast every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. And on the Zoom calls, we actually are live in conversation, like a big lunch or a big dinner. It's really, really fun. And that's where you can see me live or when I'm appearing at various places. So I just came back from the villages in Florida and in Orlando. And then yesterday I was at the Disneyana convention at the Feta Hotel in the Hotel Farah, not Feta, that's a cheese. Hotel Farah on 100 the City Drive with the Disneyana fan club. It was a lot of fun. I met some great people, and a lot of you came out to say hello. And so there was that. I also have the Chuck Jones charity event coming up this Saturday where I'll be there. And then after that, another charity. So there are places that I am physically live, and I love doing those. But I also only do my lives on Patreon, and I would rather not charge you an arm and a leg, even though as a Disney Imagineer and pop icon, many say I can. Why don't I? Because times is tough, aren't they? They are. And so for $5 a month, you can come. I over deliver all the time. You can ask me any kind of question and you can listen to we have these conversations where some people are like, "Hey, how do I make a living doing what I love?" And today I'm going to share with you one artist that was with my tribe and he should be with me now. But because he was a member and we connected, I felt like there was something that was important. And heard, I fell in love with his work. I thought his work was beautiful. And he said, you know, he'd rather not be working at an amusement park to make ends meet. And after seeing his work, I would rather he not either. It's a waste of his time. And when you tell me what you're going through and what you're doing, a lot of time it's your mindset, right? And you don't want to you'd rather not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm at this job, and in my spare time, I'm doing my art. I'm creating, working to market it so that maybe I can step off of the wheel, the little hamster wheel, and get to do what I love. Correct? So here is a hand painted bag right here of the Haunted Mansion. Okay, it's stunning. I want you to know down below here are the busts, and if I hit the light just a bit, it kind of washes it out a bit, but we'll show it to you like this, and then I'll turn the light off again. But there's like 50 ghosts in this thing. These are all hand painted, very durable, very beautiful. You can see the size of it. Okay, there's the size of it. It's thin little bag like this, has the little, thing like this. And they're stunning, all hand painted. There's the interior right there, so you can kind of see. Let me turn the light on again. There you go, the inside. So it's just up, you go out for an evening on the town, whatever. It's a stunning bag. So you may be asking yourself, and it's available, okay? It's $250. So DM me or reach out to me if you'd like to have it. Or he hand paints anything. He can hand paint these bags for you. And right now they're $250 a piece. And if they're bigger, they're going to be a little bit more. Okay. But why am I telling you this? Because being a part of Patreon or someone who um, I just can't see an artist struggle like this, especially when they have talent like that. Yes. So, being a part of the Patreon page allows you to be inspired to maybe go that extra step to understand why and how to charge for your work. Okay. Because one of the problems is you have to be able to say, these are 250 a piece. Okay. But when you look at that bag, it took him 12 hours to paint. And if you do the math is that he is earning less than a person who's flipping burgers at a Jack in the Box. And I'd rather not this happen. You understand? You get it? I know you get it. You get it, right? So on my page, I will talk about you with this. If you want to price your art, I will help you to price your art. I will help you to be able to say with confidence, this bag is $250. Now, between you and me, that's too low. It is. Because he's hand painting, taking 12 hours. He should be making more than flipping burgers, in my opinion. But this is where you guys win. If you want a hand painted bag, you would like to order a hand painted bag, then all you do is go here, TerriHarden.com, and send me an email and let me know what you want. And if you want a larger bag, indicate, that bag is a bit too small. What would he charge for a larger bag? And if you want scenes on it, like he has done full scenes. He just finished a Mr. Toad that is to die for. It's gorgeous. The flap comes up and more story. So basically, you tell him what you'd like, featuring a character you'd like, and then you let him go. Okay? Because to tell him exactly what you want where is going to cost more. If you're willing to pay it, he will give you a price, and it will most likely be lower than what it's worth. But I have put him in front of a Disney person. I'm hoping will take a look at him and make him a Disney artist. I don't know if they will, but that's my prayer, because he deserves it. He's really, really good, and you all deserve to be benefit from his work. So this is what I'm talking about. If this is you, if this is stuff that you if this is you and you do work but you're not quite sure how to get it out there, you're not quite sure what steps to take, how to price it, etc., etc., my superpower is, you can believe me or not, my superpower is igniting wet gunpowder. Your gunpowder's wet and you keep trying to lie it with an idea. A lot of times I can help you with that idea. I'm not saying I have a perfect record. I am someone who, in certain cases, may be challenged. I was challenged in Florida when a friend of mine who is a brilliant singer is trying to figure out some sort of side hack to help her earn a little bit extra when she is given, like, not really able to charge what she's worth, because she gets a lot of places that will pay her what she's worth, but then there's other places that go, oh, we can't afford it. Ooh, what did it? And then she could sell a product, right? Something about her, like back in the day, it was CDs, wasn't it? But now many of you do not have the ability to play a CD or a DVD for that matter. So I was saying to her that one of the things I think she should be doing is considering making an album, because they're coming back. They should have never left, honestly. I would rather they never have left, because the art that comes along with that beautiful music that you get to listen to, mwah, is amazing. And so I told her that I would follow someone as monumental like Taylor Swift, who is able to just change the color of the record and sell out, because she just seems to have that magical ability to sell anything she touches, and good for her. Hallelujah. But you watch someone of that ability and kind of say, huh, because Taylor Swift didn't say CD is now available. She said her team did albums. And that's because there's room for this beautiful art. And what's happening is many of you out there that are younger are loving this, what you call retro. You're loving the Walkmans. Maybe it's because Guardian of the Galaxy, or you just love a Walkman because it holds 128 megabytes. It's that little one like this. Or if you want the one like was in the movie, you just like it because it's got sort of kind of a cool vibe about it, right? Many of you are collecting VHS, which boggles my mind. I would rather not watch a VHS, but many of you are collecting these VHSs for the very reason I'd rather not have a VHS. Do you know that? The VHS sometimes will give a wobbly, you put it in, you got to make sure it's tight, meaning the tape is taut. You put it in a machine, which is a little challenging to find, but you find them, don't you? And when the movie starts, it sometimes goes wah, 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 and there's this static that goes across. And many of you say that's what you dig. You love that. You love that, and that goes across, and then the little thing rolls up, and then it gives you a clear sort of the clearest picture it can give you. And there's something about it that you just love, that you just get behind. And so, hey, I'm not saying that we need to go back to making VHS, but I am saying that that's why albums have such a draw, because their art is just so creative and so different. I remember that my husband and I love this movie called The Andromeda Strain. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's pretty. It's got like a little scary. It's about an alien germ, and it's really cool. It's a great movie. But when they did the soundtrack for it, it was in an album, and the album is octagonal. So the album isn't even round. It's got the facets, and it opens like, you know, very, oh, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. That's just one album. So many albums are really cool. So when I talked to my friend, I said an album would be a great thing that you do. I would do an album. Get some tremendous art on the front. You know, some artists. Put some cool art on the front, and see, let us promote it, because social media is a great place to promote, is it not? You know it is. And if you build it, they will come. They will. And so this is why I'm saying, come to my website and write to me, or go to patreon.com/TerriHarden and join me for just $5 a month. Why a membership at $5 a month? Now, there are higher portals that you can go to, but I deliver, I want a $5 one, so that if you're someone who's got to pay for food and gas, this doesn't hit you too hard. And the reason I do this is because I'm a very, very busy artist. I'm a very successful artist. And paying that $5 shows me you have skin in the game. You really want to talk to me, as opposed to something free where, you know, I've learned, you offer something for free, people are kind of like, you know, they may grab a ticket and then they don't show, because I mean, it's free, you see? So, no, no. So I don't want you to put a lot of skin in the game, but I need you to put something to show me you're really vested in me coming before you, because uh, others are. And when I make my appearances, others are. And so to do free, you can see it on YouTube. Yeah, like today. I'll give you this free, but it's pre-recorded so I can get work done. Um, but I still think about you, and I still know, and it's not always going to be a buy now thing. It does have a few things. I hope you agree. And if you don't, let me know in the comments that, it feels like a sales pitch to you. Sorry about that. It's not. Your voice needs to be heard too on the Patreon page. I need to learn about you. Not everybody is a Disney person. Not everybody is about Ghostbusters. We have musicians there who want to let you know about music and the healing properties of music. I actually have something coming to my house that will help me calm down with anxiety, because in some areas I am finding my anxiety level is higher than normal. So I'd rather not have high anxiety. So I listened to a recommendation and I picked up this instrument, and I'm dying for it to come. I'm like a little kid at Christmas. Hurry, 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 hurry. And I'm really thrilled about that. So that's what the $5 your voice needs to be heard. We'd love for you to join the community, but that's the gatekeeper. Okay. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. So I just know at 68, I'd rather not be taking medication. But again, if I don't, the alternative is not cool, but I'm finding as I'm an older person, there's a lot of rather nots that didn't bother me when I was young. And I had to take some medication when I was young because I had asthma. I don't have it anymore, but I did. And I didn't want to, I'd rather not do the inhaler. I mean, I remember that I had to go between whether or not I wanted to breathe, or once I had the inhaler, it had an effect on me where everything was shaky and I couldn't do my work. So I had to decide breathe better or and destroy the day for working or work. So a lot of times I used to hold off on the inhaler, even though I felt my chest and body tightening up because I wanted to finish what I was working on. So, I'm glad the asthma's gone, thank goodness. But that's kind of what you've got to decide to yourself. You might rather not take these medications, but you would also rather not have the outcome if you don't, right? And I'm lucky because I have doctors that don't completely prescribe right away. Or a surgeon says, let's do surgery right away. They're not those kind of people. They're more holistic, which I really appreciate. We work with my foods, and I work with my diet, and I'd rather not watch my weight. The channel is boring. The channel is absolutely boring. I have to be honest with you. It's the same number every day. I'd rather watch something more interesting. So at 65, I made the decision that where my body wants to be is where my body's going to be. And I've learned this probably at 60 years old. So for 8 years, I've maintained the same body weight, which is not as a number one that people would believe. But luckily, I have a doctor who gets it. Muscle's heavier than fat, and she measures. She looks at my strength. She determines my strength. You know, um, she does that test where they check your body fat. And although my body fat should maybe be closer to 25, I think it's like 27 or something. But I have all healthy numbers. She takes my blood regularly, all healthy numbers, no major problems. Uh, it is great, you know? And I think it's because I stopped worrying about my weight. I am strong. I am fit. I would love my belly to be a little smaller because you notice how you have those beautiful curvy women where the bust is just beautiful and the waist comes in and then the hips are round and luscious. They look like a cello or a violin, and they just are so curvy and attractive. It doesn't matter how much they weigh. They're still like beautiful curvy shape, and they're just sculpture. They're just gorgeous. My body doesn't work that way because I don't have a lot on top. It's just the way it is. Most of it is in my caboose area, and that comes from the black side of my family. The caboose comes from being half black. So I tend to be more like a pear. But even if I was a pear, I wouldn't even mind a pear if there was some shape. But it's kind of like athletic brick from my shoulders to my hips and then legs. And it's just, if I wore a corset, maybe I could have like some shape, but I don't. So I stopped lamenting over that because I'd rather not. And I'd rather wear loose clothing anyway. So I'm happy to do that. My husband loves my shape, so I'm good. But I can understand if you're someone who wants your body to be something that other people admire. I personally don't care about that. I also want my teeth to do what teeth do, which is to chew well, to be strong, and to not fall out. I don't know why. That's important to me. Just don't fall out. but I don't need them to be a perfect line. I have a dentist who's an artist, and he wants to, when I bite down, these teeth kind of come low, and he doesn't like that. He wants to file them, and I'm like, don't you dare touch my teeth. They're fine. They chew great. Leave them alone. Just because you want them all even, that's for your mouth, not my mouth. But that's me. That's me. Okay. I'd rather not have you file my teeth and create more problems because they need to be straight. You know, um, I just am one of these people. Just make it function. I have a couple of things. I'd rather not have a denture or a tooth that pops out. So I have a permanent bridge in the back that does not come out, but I am challenged cleaning underneath them. So it's a little extra work. But some people said, why didn't you have, what are they called, permanent implants done? But I can't because I'm a weirdo. This is another thing. I'd rather not, in some cases, be so weird, but I am. And one of the things is that the nerve in my lower jaw travels too close to the gum line. So if you hammer an implant in there, it could destroy the nerves in my face. And I'd rather not have my face do that. Yeah, for teeth, no. But that's what the person who x-rayed my head, which was pretty cool to watch that as I watched my skull be examined by a machine that went. I love all that kind of cool stuff. That stuff just intrigues me. I just think that's amazing. But it showed the nerve going too close, and my dentist said, I could hit that nerve, and then it could destroy that which makes my facial expressions, which I live by. So it's why am I even telling you this? Because I'd rather not have that happen. So if you decide to get implants, because it sounds good, if you decide to have some of this done, be sure you ask. Be sure you ask, because you would not want something to go horribly wrong for something that to me is cosmetic. Yeah. A bridge is fine. It's a little more work for me. Yes, it is. And if that work doesn't sound good to you, just make sure your nerves are a lot like me. I am 1 in 2 million people that have the nerves that close. Lucky me. It's the same with my astigmatism. My astigmatism is not in my eyeball, it is in my lens. Again, 1 in 2.2 million people have it in their lens. Yay! But I like glasses, so that's good because that's about what I get. Uh, because I'd rather not have you touch my eyes. No, you're not doing it. So there you go. Here is just a little smattering of rather not. Uh, I'd rather not eat carbs just to eat carbs. They're very specific. But I love fish, especially fishy fish. I'm weird that way. My husband would rather not have me eat sardines in his presence, and it's one of my favorite fish. He calls it bait. Are you eating bait again? Now, my dog loves that. We sit on the couch and watch our favorite episode of The Pit together, or we watch Lady and the Tramp together. That's her favorite movie. And I sit and eat sardines with a nice seeded cracker, the cracker with seeds on it, as opposed to, so it's a cracker that's made up of seeds. I love nuts and seeds. It's just obsession. So I'll eat that with my fish, my sardine, my can of sardines. And I love it. I love it. But to help my husband, who has a better sense of smell than I do, I bag it. I bag it in something so that he doesn't have to smell it in the garbage, because he can smell it when he walks in the door. Ugh, you know, and he'd rather not do that. So out of my love for him, I don't want to make life more difficult. So, but I do. I love all fish. That my favorite is mackerel, and it's one of the fishiest fish on the planet. Hate halibut because it has no flavor. The only flavor in a halibut is what you put on it, the seasoning, the crusts, the way it's prepared. Nah, don't waste my time. Um, don't waste it. Nah, don't waste it. I want it to taste like fish, and I love it raw. So it's very challenging when I'm swimming to not just try to eat them in the water. True. My doctor says, boy, you don't have to worry about omega 3s because you seem to want to bathe in them. So there's some good and there's some, things we'd rather not eat, you know. Um, I'd rather not eat okra. It's one of my father's favorite foods. Yeah, just not good for me. So if you have things you would rather not do, please, in the comments, let me know. And if you think this channel is weird enough for you, consider being part of the community because honestly, I'd rather not have you if you're just a number. If it's something that you want to sign up for, please sign up for it. I'd love to have you and I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to join Patreon, I'd love to hear your voice as well. I'm loving the relationships. I'm not about hitting. For a while, I wanted to hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. I'll be honest. On Instagram, on YouTube. I'll be honest because I didn't know what happened at 1,000. But now I'm so grateful for the amount that I do have that if I hit it, yay. And if I don't, I'll just ask someone who has hit it. Many have hit 100,000. I really don't want to know what that's like. I start to hyperventilate a little bit because 100,000 followers, I feel is a huge responsibility. So those of you at millions, wow, power to you and congratulations. And I roll out the carpet because I would rather not be and do that. So I admire you because I know that is a tremendous amount of work to satisfy and keep those people coming. And I admire you for it because I think one of the hardest things is for me to figure out what I want to talk about because either it's a lot of things I want to talk about or I don't usually do things like I'd rather not, but today, a couple days ago, I woke up and I said I'd rather not. I'd rather not drive. I'd rather have a chauffeur. Gosh, I would love to have a chauffeur. I really would. I'd rather not go shopping at the grocery store. I'm not happy shopping at the grocery store. I don't pick fruit well, produce. So I love when somebody does it for me because they know how to choose the fruit and stuff. And so I get good fruit because I don't know how to do it. I mean, I could learn, but I'd rather not learn. I'd rather paint pictures of fruit than figure out how to do it. I don't have a green thumb when it comes to growing things, mainly because my attention span is this big. So I'd rather not do that. But I love when people reach out and say, would you like some avocados? I have some extra. I have an amazing hairdresser who loves chickens but hates eggs. And guess what I love? So I save the cartons for him, and he fills them with eggs from ground fed and raised chickens. His pet chickens. They're loved. And the eggs are unbelievable, guys. They are so delicious. That yes, I love that. So I'd rather have his eggs and rather not shop at the market. So I like the fact that people deliver. I know this is a job that many need, in a changing time in our changing world. It helps them out. So I want to make sure they get a good tip. And I often write and say, could you check the fruit if I order it to be delivered? Could you just check the fruit and make sure it's not spoiled? Because sometimes some people just throw in over the overripe and the over stuff in there to the delivery. Sometimes markets will do that. So I will ask the driver, if I tip you a couple extra bucks, I'll tip you a couple extra bucks if you just take a minute to flip the little clamshell over and make sure they're not spoiled. And I get delicious fruit now all the time just for that extra tip money for them. And I want to help you if this is Uber or these Uber Eats or these delivery services that you're working for. If I can help you out, you're helping me out because I haven't set my foot inside a grocery store since before the pandemic. And I am really proud of that because I'd rather not. I'd rather be here, rather be working, rather be sculpting, rather be painting. Yep, I just would. So that's why today I thought I would share with you what I'd rather not do. And if you are now thinking of what you would rather not do, I'd love to hear it from you. And I hope and encourage you to make a comment. I love making comments. So I follow a lot of people. I love YouTube. I think YouTube is a magical thing, and I like Facebook, and I'm trying to like LinkedIn. LinkedIn feels like job hunting. I don't think it is. I'm starting to feel a little better about it. Also, if you have a positive, you know, say, no, it's not job hunting, it's this. Because I find myself going to see what my friends are saying, but I'd rather not spend time there in LinkedIn. Not a fan of TikTok, although I have a TikTok handle because people said I should, so it's there. I don't visit it very often because I have this thing about people who put music to the videos. I'd rather not hear it. Isn't that weird? I just like to watch it silently. If they're talking, I want to hear the sound, but I want to watch it silently. I don't need music over it or anything. I just like to watch it silently occur. So if it's something that I can see visually and it's music, I turn it off because the music is too much. A lot of times when people do the videos with the music, it's too distracting. So I turn it off. So I'd rather not listen to it. It's not, no offense, if you like putting music on your thing, luckily there's a thing that turns the sound off and I can watch it with the sound off. And many now do the subtitles, which I like because not that I don't like hearing you talking, but that way I'm sure of what you're saying. So that's another thing. You know, even with me, I don't put music on my videos ever simply because it's distracting, you know, and this has happened since I've turned 65. I'm rather nodding a lot of stuff. I don't want to be in a crowded concert. I'd rather not be in a crowded concert. I'd rather not be in a crowded restaurant. So I tend to eat during the hours when it's not so crowded, you know. It's funny. It's funny. It's a weird, it's unusual for me. I love people. So I enjoy being around people and I love being around people. It's just that in certain circumstances, yeah, it's weird. It's something that's just developed with me. And I've had to, you know, kind of say, "Oh, that's interesting. What else would I rather not do? I'm a big girl. I'd rather not do that. Do I have to do that? Must I do that? Yes? Okay, I'll do it. No? No, thank you." So, helping you is my pleasure. Being of service to you is my pleasure. And I always end with saying, do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Now, why do I say this? Because I have recently had depression. I've never had depression before. And I'd rather not have gone through it, but these are different times, aren't they? When I say do something nice for someone else, it lifts you up and is a great defense against this depression because it takes your thoughts off of yourself and onto someone else who can use that good smiling humanist that only you can provide. So I encourage you to do something nice, and it doesn't involve money. If you're someone whose money is tight, it doesn't involve money. It just call a friend you haven't talked to in a while and have a conversation. I did this yesterday, and it's just fantastic. It's fantastic re-equating with someone that you haven't seen in a while. It's lovely. You know, take a brisk walk, and when someone looks and smiles at you, smile back, and maybe a conversation will ensue. Today at my physical therapy, there was a woman with a walker that was told she needed to wait until all of the other people were taken care of in the physical therapy building. And so she gently sat next to me. Name is Gail. She sat next to me and she said, "Do you mind me sitting next to you?" I was on the bike doing my thing. And I said, "Of course, I love company." And so we chatted away about the physical therapy being busy sometimes at 7 in the morning. We both go at 7 in the morning. Sometimes it's so busy you can't even breathe. Other times there's no one in the place. You begin to wonder, did we miss the memo? I mean, it's that different day to day. And it just cracks you up. You walk in and there's nobody in there. You're like, what happened? Is there a giveaway at Krispy Kreme? You know, you don't know. And you can't, you know, you think maybe is a holiday coming? Because a lot of times before the holidays, it can get lean there, you know, but we don't know. We don't know. But it gave us a laugh. It made us giggle. And we talked about the exercises that we don't want to do and we talk the rather not do, and we talk about the exercise that are kind of fun, So this is part of growing older, is that you got to make sure that you strength train, because your body naturally will lose it if you don't use it, and making sure your balance is good, because you'd rather not fall, and stuff like that. You think about sitting straight because you'd rather not be curved over. You start to think about things that are permanent, as an older person. So I hope this helps. Please do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. We're going to take a trip and go see someone that we love very much, who is in a assisted living, like a convalescent hospital, and those can get pretty dreary. So we want to go and spice up his life and spice up ours, because he's a lovely person. So these are just some of the things you guys can do just to make yourself feel better. But just go out and smile and enjoy the air. The air is beautiful. Call someone, write to someone, speak to someone via social media, just to have a great conversation and to feel better. Don't let that sit and fester in your body. Depression is a tough thing and a challenging thing. And when in doubt, get help. Okay. And know that I love you and that you guys are amazing. And I will see you next Tuesday at around noonish. Yeah, noonish, 12:30, somewhere in there. All right, guys. Hugs, kisses. Bye for now. And I will see you very, very soon. Thanks for listening.